All right, so today we're going to be diving into the world of pit bulls with skin allergies.
Oh, fun.
Yeah, using this guide from bestdogfoodfor.net.
Interesting.
Yeah, it's really interesting, and we're going to kind of use it to help us figure out, all the ins and outs of how to manage those itchy woes.
Yeah, I think what's really cool about this guide is that it really emphasizes, understanding why those itchy woes are happening.
Right.
It's not just about, slapping on a Band-Aid and, trying to cover up the symptoms.
Mm-hmm.
It's, really getting to the root cause.
Yeah, exactly. Like identifying those allergy triggers, finding the right solutions.
Yeah.
This is especially important for pit bulls because they're often more susceptible to skin allergies than other breeds.
Yeah, that's true.
So if you've noticed your pit bull scratching more than usual, or they've got some hair loss or some irritated skin, this is the deep dive for you.
This is for you. And one of the first things that I think this guide really points out is that, sometimes those allergy triggers are hiding in plain sight.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Like where?
Like right in their food bowl.
Oh, in their food.
Wow.
Wow, I would never have thought of that.
Yeah. So ingredients like wheat, corn, soy, and even chicken can be big culprits.
Chicken, really?
For pit bulls.
I always thought chicken was
I know.
pretty safe bet.
It's a good reminder that what we might consider normal food can actually cause a lot of discomfort for our furry friends.
Oh, really?
And so that's why it's so important to work with your vet.
Yeah.
They can run tests to pinpoint the exact cause.
Okay.
And then work with you to create a personalized plan.
So it's not just about self-diagnosing.
Yeah, no.
It's about getting that professional guidance.
Exactly.
Okay, so this guide also mentions hypoallergenic proteins as a potential solution.
Right.
What are those exactly?
So hypoallergenic proteins are basically just proteins that are less likely to trigger an allergic reaction.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, think of them as new and exciting flavors.
Okay.
For your pup.
So instead of the usual chicken or beef,
right?
What are some examples of these hypoallergenic proteins?
So salmon, turkey, lamb.
Okay.
Those are popular choices.
Okay.
And for the truly adventurous eaters, there's even alligator.
Alligator for dogs?
Yeah.
Wow, I never would have thought of that.
Yeah, it's out there.
But it makes sense. You're introducing something that their system hasn't encountered before.
Exactly, yeah. You're hitting the reset button
on
their diet.
So the goal is to find something that their body can tolerate.
Right.
But still getting all the nutrients they need.
Exactly.
Now, speaking of diets, I've heard a lot about grain-free dog food lately.
Yes.
It seems like everyone's going grain-free.
Yeah, it has become quite popular. But this guide raises some interesting points about potential links between grain-free diets and heart health issues in dogs.
Really?
Yeah.
So something that seems healthy might actually have unintended consequences.
Yeah, it's a reminder that there's always more to learn and that what works for one dog might not be the best solution for another.
Right.
So that's why it's so important to stay informed and have those open conversations.
With your vet.
With your vet.
Okay, so before jumping on the grain-free bandwagon, do your research, talk to your vet.
Yeah, good advice.
So if grain-free isn't always the answer, what are some other ways to support your pit bull's skin health?
So this guide talks about omega-3 and omega-6 fatty acids.
Okay.
They're like superheroes for your pit bull's skin.
Okay.
Helping to reduce inflammation and keep the skin moisturized.
Omega-3s and 6s, I've heard of those.
Yeah.
So how can we make sure that our pit bulls are getting enough of them?
So you can find them in things like salmon oil, fish oil, or flaxseed. And some dog foods are also formulated with added omega fatty acids.
Now, what I love about this guide is that it gives some specific dog food recommendations. Because it's one thing to talk about the concepts, but it's another to actually, give concrete examples.
Absolutely. Yeah, it puts it into action.
Yeah.
So let's dive into some of those recommendations.
All right, I'm ready for the dog food rundown.
All right, so one option that gets high praise for allergy relief is Purina Pro, Plan-Sensitive Skin and Stomach.
Okay.
It features salmon and rice for a balanced and gentle meal.
Salmon and rice sounds pretty tasty,
Yeah.
even for humans.
I know, right?
And I imagine it's easy to find at most pet stores.
It is.
Okay.
Yeah, and then for those who prefer fresh, human-grade food, there's Nom Nom.
Okay.
They have a turkey fare.
Okay.
It features turkey, brown rice, and eggs, all designed to support healthy fur and skin.
Human-grade food for dogs. That's interesting.
Yeah.
What's the thinking behind that?
Well, more and more pet parents are looking for the same quality ingredients for their furry family members
Right.
as they do for themselves.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
Our dogs are part of the family after all.
Exactly.
So we've covered a couple options for like mild allergies.
Yeah.
What about dogs with really sensitive stomachs?
So for those pups, Royal Canin Adult Ultimino dry dog food might be the answer.
Okay.
It uses hydrolyzed poultry proteins,
Okay.
which are basically proteins that are broken down into smaller pieces
Okay.
that are less likely to trigger reactions.
So it's like pre-digesting the food for them.
In a way, yeah.
Okay.
Makes it easier for their system to handle.
Mm-hmm.
And this particular formula also includes those essential vitamins and omega-3s
Okay.
to give their skin that extra boost.
So gentle on the stomach,
Yes.
but still packs a nutritional punch.
Exactly.
That's impressive.
Yeah. And another good option, especially if wheat and soy are off the menu, is Blue Buffalo True Solutions. Perfect skin and coat.
Okay.
It's loaded with omega-3s and 6s.
So it's all about promoting healthy skin and coat from the inside out.
Exactly.
I like that approach.
Yeah.
Are there any options for those who prefer like a more natural grain-free approach?
Absolutely. Wellness Simple limited ingredient. Diet lamb and oatmeal is a good choice.
Okay.
It features lamb as the main protein source.
Okay.
It's grain-free,
Mm-hmm.
and it even includes probiotics and omega fatty acids.
Okay, so we've got pretty good range of options here, from like mainstream brands to more specialized formulas.
Yeah,
It sounds like there's something for everyone.
there really is.
But it's important to remember that finding the perfect food for your pit bull might take a bit of trial and error,
It might.
right? It's not a one-size-fits-all situation.
Yeah.
Every dog is unique.
Yeah.
So how long does it usually take to see if a new food is working?
So this guide says it can take around 3 to 6 weeks
Okay.
for those dietary changes to really make a difference.
So patience is key.
Patience is key.
Don't get discouraged if you don't see results right away.
Exactly.
But what if you've tried switching foods and you're still not seeing improvement?
That's a great question.
Yeah.
And that's where we'll pick things up in part 2 of our deep dive. We'll explore some more advanced management strategies and dive deeper into those underlying causes of allergies.
I'm already intrigued. Stay tuned. Allergy detectives.
Yeah.
There's much more to uncover.
Much more to uncover.
Yeah.
Welcome back to our deep dive into pit bulls and skin allergies.
All right. So in part 1, we talked about some common food triggers.
Right.
And we even explored a few options for switching to a more allergy-friendly diet.
Mm-hmm.
We even touched on those omega fatty acids.
Yeah, the superheroes of skin health.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
But I'm ready to go deeper. What other insights does this guide have about like managing those itchy woes?
Well, it spends a good chunk of time talking about the importance of like understanding the underlying causes
Okay.
of skin allergies in pit bulls, because it's not always as simple as my dog is allergic to pollen.
Right, because there could be like multiple factors at play.
Exactly.
It's like solving a mystery.
Yeah.
Figuring out what's really causing those allergic reactions.
It is like that. Yeah. And this guide breaks those causes down into a few key categories.
Okay.
And I think it's helpful to think of them as like different pieces of the puzzle.
Okay. I'm ready to put those puzzle pieces together.
All right.
What are those categories?
So we've already talked about food allergies, right?
Right.
Those sneaky ingredients hiding in plain sight.
Mm-hmm.
But there are also environmental allergies.
Okay.
Things like pollen, dust mites, and mold.
Like just what many humans experience.
Exactly, yeah. Those seasonal allergies.
Yeah, those seasonal allergies can be brutal.
They can.
So how can you tell if it's a food allergy versus an environmental allergy?
So that's where those detective skills come in.
Okay.
One clue is the timing of the symptoms.
Okay.
So if your pit bull's allergies seem to flare up only during certain seasons, like spring or fall,
Right.
then environmental allergens might be the main culprit.
Okay, so paying attention to when those symptoms appear
Yeah.
can give you some valuable clues.
Exactly.
It's like keeping an allergy journal for your dog.
It is, yeah. And don't forget about flea allergies.
Right.
Because even a single bite from a flea can trigger an intense allergic reaction in some pit bulls.
Those tiny little fleas can cause so much trouble.
They really can. It's amazing how such a small creature can have such a big impact.
I know, it's crazy.
So keeping those pesky fleas at bay is crucial,
Yeah.
especially for allergy-prone pit bulls.
Okay.
So regular flea and tick prevention is a must.
Noted. Now, this guide also mentions something called contact allergies.
Right.
What are those all about?
So contact allergies happen when your pit bull's skin comes into direct contact with something that triggers a reaction.
Okay.
It could be anything from certain fabrics or cleaning products to even some types of grasses or plants.
Wow, so many potential triggers. It sounds like it could be really tough to pinpoint the culprit.
It can be, But there's one helpful clue with contact allergies.
Okay, what's that?
They're usually localized.
Okay.
So you might notice your pit bull itching or developing a rash only in the specific area that touched the allergen.
So if they're like scratching their belly after laying on a new rug.
It's exactly.
Yeah, that could be a sign.
It's like connecting the dots
Right.
between their behavior and their environment.
Yeah, exactly. And remember, if you're ever unsure, your vet can be a great resource.
Yes, always.
They can run tests to like help identify those specific allergens.
Absolutely.
Speaking of vets, what about those poor pit bulls who have multiple allergies?
Oh, yeah.
It seems like it would be so challenging to manage.
It definitely adds another layer of complexity.
Yeah.
It's like having to solve multiple mysteries at once.
Right.
But this guide emphasizes that even in those cases,
Yeah.
there's hope.
Okay, tell me more. What are some strategies for managing multiple allergies?
So it starts with meticulous detective work.
Okay.
It might involve elimination diets,
Okay.
where you gradually remove potential allergens from their food to see if their symptoms improve.
So it's like playing food detective.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And what about those environmental allergens?
Right. How do you figure those out?
So your vet can perform allergy testing
Okay.
to identify those environmental triggers.
Okay.
And you can also do some detective work at home, paying close attention to when and where your pit bull symptoms flare up.
Right. It's like becoming an allergy expert for your dog.
Yeah.
So once you've identified those triggers, what happens next?
Then you work with your vet to develop a personalized management plan.
Okay.
It might include a combination of dietary changes,
Mm-hmm.
environmental modifications,
Okay.
and even some medications.
So it's like creating a custom roadmap
Exactly.
to help your pit bull navigate the allergy minefield.
It is, and it's all about finding that balance that brings them relief and helps them live a comfortable life,
Right.
despite those allergies.
Speaking of finding relief, this guide has a whole section on natural remedies for soothing those itchy woes.
Yeah, it's like a spa day
Yeah.
for your dog.
I love that analogy. It's all about providing some extra TLC
Right.
when they're feeling uncomfortable. And one of the most popular remedies is a good old-fashioned oatmeal bath.
Oatmeal baths, yeah.
Oatmeal baths, those are great for humans too.
They are.
So why are they so beneficial for pit bulls with allergies?
So oatmeal is known for its anti-inflammatory and moisturizing properties.
Okay.
So it can really help calm that irritated skin.
It's like a warm hug for
Yeah.
your pit bull's skin.
Exactly. And you can even add some extra goodies to those baths, like aloe vera or coconut oil,
Oh,
for an extra boost of soothing power.
that sounds heavenly. Speaking of coconut oil, I'm a huge fan myself.
am too.
I put it in my hair, on my skin. I even
it-
cook with it.
It's so versatile.
What makes it so special for dogs with allergies?
So coconut oil is packed with lauric acid,
Okay.
which has antibacterial and antifungal properties.
Oh,
So it's not just about moisturizing, it's also about keeping those potential infections at bay.
so it's like a multitasking skincare superhero.
It is, and you can apply it topically
Mhm.
or even add a spoonful to their food.
Exactly. Another natural remedy that's been gaining popularity is apple cider vinegar.
Oh yeah, apple cider vinegar, interesting.
Yeah, what's the thinking behind that?
So it's believed to help balance the pH of your pit bull's skin,
Okay.
creating an environment that's less hospitable to those pesky bacteria and yeast
Right.
that can contribute to allergies.
So it's like creating a protective barrier for their skin.
Exactly. You can dilute apple cider vinegar with water and use it as a spray,
Okay.
or even add it to their bath water.
Okay, so we've got oatmeal baths,
Right.
coconut oil massages, and apple cider vinegar spritzes. It's like a whole arsenal
It is
of natural remedies.
a natural spa day.
Exactly. And, sometimes those home remedies are all you need to manage mild allergies.
They are.
But what about those cases where natural remedies just aren't enough?
Right.
What are some of the medical options available?
Yeah, so that's where your vet can really step in and help.
Okay.
They might recommend medications like antihistamines
Okay.
to block those itchy allergy responses.
So antihistamines, those are like allergy relief pills for humans.
Exactly.
Right.
They work in a similar way for dogs.
Yeah.
And if the allergies are more severe, your vet might prescribe corticosteroids.
Corticosteroids, those are pretty strong medications.
They are, yeah. They're powerful anti-inflammatories that can be very effective in reducing the inflammation and itching associated with allergies, but they also come with potential side effects.
Right.
So it's important to use them cautiously and only under the guidance of your vet.
It makes sense to weigh the risks and benefits. Are there any other medical options for like those really tough allergy cases?
Yes, there's something called immunotherapy.
Okay.
It's a bit more involved,
Okay.
but it can be a game changer for dogs with severe allergies.
Immunotherapy, that sounds pretty intense. How does that work?
So it involves gradually exposing your pit bull to small amounts of the allergen they're sensitive to.
Okay.
Kind of like giving their immune system a series of tiny training sessions.
So it's like desensitizing their immune system over time.
Exactly. The goal is to help their body build up a tolerance to those allergens so they no longer have those extreme reactions. It's not a quick fix,
Right.
but it can provide long-term relief.
It sounds like it could be worth it for those dogs who are really struggling.
It definitely can be, and it's amazing to see how far veterinary medicine has come in terms of managing allergies.
Right.
We have so many more tools and options available now than ever before.
It's true, but it's clear that working closely with your vet is crucial in finding the best approach
Absolutely.
for your pit bull.
Yeah, they can help you weigh the pros and cons of each option and develop a plan that's tailored to your pit bull's individual needs.
This deep dive has been incredibly insightful. We've covered so much ground.
We have.
From those natural remedies to those more advanced medical treatments.
Yeah.
But we're not done yet.
There's still more to uncover.
Yes, in part 3, we'll tackle some frequently asked questions and explore some preventative measures you can take to help your pit bull avoid those allergy woes in the first place.
I can't wait.
I can't wait either. Stay tuned, allergy detectives. We're about to crack the case wide open. Welcome back to the final part of our deep dive into the world of pit bulls with skin allergies.
Right.
So we've explored those allergy triggers, learned about different management strategies,
Yes.
even uncovered some natural remedies
It's like a
to soothe those itchy woes.
whole toolkit
Yeah, exactly.
of those itchy pups.
But before we wrap things up, we
Yeah.
wanted to answer some of those burning questions you might have about managing allergies in your pit bull.
Yes. Good idea.
So one question that I hear a lot is, how can I tell if my pit bull's itching is due to allergies or something else?
That's a common one.
Yeah.
And it's a good one. While your vet is always the best resource for a diagnosis,
Right.
there are some things you can look out for at home.
Okay, like what?
So, for example, if your pit bull's itching is accompanied by other symptoms like hair loss, redness, or skin infections,
Okay.
those are additional clues that allergies might be the culprit.
So it's not just about the itching itself. It's about those other signs that something's not quite right.
Exactly. And if you notice those symptoms flaring up after your pit bull eats certain foods or comes in contact with certain substances,
Yeah.
that can be another piece of the puzzle.
Right. It's all about observing your dog's behavior.
Yeah.
And looking for patterns.
You do that.
Becoming an allergy detective for your dog.
You got it.
Another question I hear a lot is, can pit bulls outgrow their allergies?
Well, that's a good one.
I'm sure a lot of pet parents are hoping the answer is yes.
Right. Fingers crossed.
Yeah.
So while it's possible for some dogs to outgrow their allergies,
Okay.
it's not always the case.
Okay.
Sometimes allergies can lessen over time,
Mm-hmm.
but it really depends on the individual dog and the type of allergy.
So no guarantees?
No guarantees,
Right.
but there's always hope.
Okay, so let's get practical. How often should you bathe your pit bull if they have allergies?
That's a question that comes up a lot, and there isn't a one-size-fits-all answer. It really depends on the severity of your pit bull's allergies and your vet's recommendation.
So just like with everything else, it's about finding a personalized approach.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But in general, bathing your pit bull every 1 to 2 weeks with a hypoallergenic shampoo can help remove allergens from their skin and provide some relief from that itching.
And remember those soothing oatmeal baths
Oh,
we talked about?
Those are great.
Those can be a great option for
Yeah.
pit bulls with sensitive skin.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
They can provide a lot of comfort
Yeah.
and help soothe that irritated skin. Another question that comes up is
Yeah.
whether certain pit bull bloodlines
Okay.
are more prone to allergies.
That's interesting. Is there any truth to that?
So, while there's no definitive answer, some experts believe certain bloodlines might be predisposed to allergies,
Okay.
just like certain breeds can be more susceptible to certain health conditions.
Right.
It's not a guarantee,
Right.
but it's something to consider.
So if someone is particularly concerned about allergies, it might be worth talking to their breeder or doing some research on different bloodlines.
Exactly. It's always good to be informed and gather as much information as possible.
Yeah. Now, here's a question that I think is important to address because I think it's a common misconception.
Okay.
Are all pit bulls prone to allergies?
That's a good one to clarify.
Yeah.
So while pit bulls as a breed can be prone to allergies, it's not a universal trait.
Right.
There are many pit bulls out there who live long, healthy lives without any allergy issues.
So it's not a foregone conclusion that just because you have a pit bull,
Right.
they're going to have allergies.
Exactly. And remember, even if your pit bull does develop allergies, with the right management strategies, you can help them live comfortably and happily.
Absolutely. Now, I know we focused a lot on like the physical aspects of managing allergies.
Right.
But it's also important to consider like the emotional side of things.
Yeah, that's a good point.
You know, because I know when I'm not feeling well, it can really affect my mood.
That's right.
It must be the same for our furry friends.
Absolutely. When dogs are constantly itchy and uncomfortable,
Yeah.
it can be really frustrating for them.
Yeah.
So it's important to be patient and understanding during those times.
So lots of extra cuddles and reassurance are in order.
Exactly. And remember, you're not alone in this.
Hmm.
There are many resources and support groups available for pet parents who are navigating the world of allergies.
It's true. Don't be afraid to reach out and connect with others who understand what you're going through.
Exactly.
Now, before we wrap up, I'd love to touch on prevention.
Okay.
Is there anything we can do to help our pit bulls avoid allergies in the first place?
That's a great question to end on. This guide emphasizes the importance of building a strong foundation for your pit bull's health,
Okay.
starting with a high-quality diet.
Okay.
We've talked about hypoallergenic proteins and limited ingredient diets. And those can be great options for promoting overall health and supporting a healthy immune system.
So a healthy diet is like a preventative measure against
Yeah.
allergies.
Yeah, it's about providing their body with the nutrients it needs to thrive.
Right. And of course, keeping those pesky fleas and ticks at bay is crucial, especially for allergy-prone dogs.
Especially.
I'm also curious about this idea of gut health
Yes.
and its connection to allergies.
Yes.
Can you explain that a bit more?
Absolutely. So, you know how we've been talking about those good bacteria in our gut?
Yeah.
Well, those bacteria play a crucial role in supporting our immune system and helping us fight off allergies.
Okay.
And it's the same for dogs.
So a healthy gut means a healthy immune system, which means fewer allergies.
Exactly. And there are things you can do to support those good bacteria in your pit bull's gut.
Okay, like what?
One option is adding probiotics to their diet.
Probiotics. Those are those friendly bacteria that we hear so much about.
Exactly. They can help replenish the good bacteria in their gut, giving their immune system a boost. You can find probiotic supplements specifically designed for dogs.
Okay.
And some dog foods even have probiotics added to their formulas.
So many options. What about prebiotics?
Oh yeah, prebiotics.
I've heard that term as well.
So prebiotics are like food for those probiotics.
Okay.
They help those good bacteria thrive and multiply.
Okay.
And you can find prebiotics naturally in foods like bananas, apples, and oats.
So an occasional banana slice for your pit bull could actually be a good thing.
It can't hurt. And finally, this guide emphasizes the importance of managing stress in your pit bull's life.
Okay, stress and allergies.
Yeah.
How are those connected?
So just like in humans, stress can weaken your pit bull's immune system, making them more susceptible to allergies and other health issues.
So creating a calm and loving environment for your pit bull is not just about their emotional well-being.
Right.
It's also about supporting their physical health.
Exactly. So make sure your pit bull gets plenty of exercise, playtime, and those all-important belly rubs.
I'm all about those belly rubs.
Yeah.
Well, this deep dive has been incredibly informative.
It has.
We've gone from identifying those allergy culprits to exploring natural remedies, medications, and even preventative measures.
This has covered a lot.
It's amazing how much we've learned about managing allergies in pit bulls.
It really is.
But remember, the most important takeaway is that knowledge is power.
Yes.
By staying informed, working closely with your vet, and giving your pit bull lots of love and attention, you can help them live a happy, healthy, and itch-free life.
Couldn't have said it better myself.
Thanks for joining us on this deep dive, Allergy Detectives. We hope you've gained some valuable insights to help your pit bull thrive.
Until next time, happy tails and healthy sniffs.